All right, so for our last question, it looks like they're trying to give us a hard one, but we are so smart, we know how to do this. Okay, so don't get nervous. Just go ahead and read it. If the circumference is 30, using pi equals 3, what is the diameter of this circle? Well, the first thing they try and do is they show us, is that the diameter right there? No, it's not. They're trying to fake us out. That's a radius. A diameter, remember, goes all the way across the circle from one side to the next going through the center. If the line only goes halfway, that's a radius. So don't look at this picture. They're trying to fake us out. But we are 7th graders and we are smarter than these people. So what we need to do first is we're looking for diameter. So that's what we're looking for. So our formula is we have a circumference. So we already have our circumference. We're looking for diameter. The formula for circumference with a diameter is C equals, let me go into my insert, special characters, go up here, click and put PI. I'm going to click on this one right here, just one click, and that's pi d. So my formula to find a circumference is pi times d. Now my equation, all I got to do is plug in what I know. What do I know? Do I know my circumference? I do. It's 30. I bring down my equal sign. Whoops. It says using pi equals 3. I replace my pi sign with 3. Do I know my d? I don't. That's what I need to know. So I just put it like that. Remember, when they're stuck like this together, that means they're multiplying. So I'm going to use, I put PEMDAS there, but I can just go ahead and put answer or step number, whatever it is I need to do. I'll just put next step. So that way you can see that the next step I need to do. First of all, what is this right here? Y'all did it in 6th grade. We did it in the last unit. That right there is what we call a one-step equation. That's what that is. We need to solve for D, and I'm just going to bold it so you know. We need to get D by itself away from anything else. It's got, you know, the COVID, it got to be isolated, quarantined. We got to get it on its own. So his little friend here, number 3, needs to go over the equal sign to hang out with 30. How do we do that? How do you solve this one-step equation? Well, we see what's happening. What's happening? What operation is happening here? The 3 is being multiplied by the D, or the D is multiplying 3. Either way, they're multiplying. So we have to do the inverse operation, which is dividing. So I'm going to divide this side by 3, and then I'm going to divide this side by 3. So instead of next step, whoops, I'm just going to put answer. You can type what you want. You don't even have to write the words. You can just do the steps. Either way, I want you to see what's happening. So what's 30 divided by 3? It's 10. Now what is 3 divided by 3? Well, it's 1. And then I bring down my D. Now we don't actually write 1D. We just leave that 1 out because there's only 1D here. So we just, it's like an invisible 1. You just leave the letter by itself. So my answer is 10 equals D. Now I'm going to put my label on there because they're using centimeters, and I'm going to put centimeters right there. But that's my answer. Is that answer here? It sure is. It's right here on A. And then I'm going to take this, and then I'm going to drag it up, and I'm just going to put it above here since it's kind of big, so we know it fits in that spot. Again, what you need to do is memorize these formulas. So solving for a circumference, when you have a diameter, C equals pi times D. If you have a circumference but you need the diameter, you use the same formula. You just solve for the letter you don't know. So if we had had D and not C, I would have solved for C. And so on and so forth. That's what you need to do, is just solve for the unknown amount. Solve for the letter. And you do it the same way we did equations last unit, the same way you did it in 6th grade. This is what you end up doing. This is what you'll continue to do in 8th grade. So you want to remember these steps. You want to remember how you solve for a letter, because these are things that you're going to keep using. And then you ask me, how do I use this in life? Well, it just depends on where you go with your career. Accountants use this type of stuff. Contractors do. Business managers do. Anytime that they need to solve for something they're not aware of, they have to do these steps. So if those are places you're going into, the medical field uses these. So if you're a nurse, if you're a doctor, you're a technician, you're going to be using formulas, and you're going to be substituting values, and you're going to be solving for the unknown. These are things that if you plan on having these types of careers and other careers that I probably haven't named, you need to understand how to do these steps. You may not use it right now in your life, right at this present moment, but taking the time to memorize these formulas, to understand the steps that you need to solve for the unknown variable or the letter, helps you when you find out, hey, I really want to be this when I grow up. Then you already have that information right now. So invest in yourself. Take the time to do this. Go ahead and submit this lesson. And hopefully understanding circumference is a little bit more clear. Hopefully finding the radius and diameter is a little more clear. If you have any questions, let me know. If you did not submit yesterday's lesson, please go ahead and do that as well once you have completed it. Thank you.